Roblox, powering imagination. That is a tagline for sure. That is completely accurate at this point. For sure. Still though, people can use the engine to make some really cool stuff. But unfortunately today we're going to be entering the most saturated market in gaming. FPSes. I play a lot of these games, so I'm both interested in what Roblox can do, but also I want to see how these compare to things like actual separate FPS titles. There isn't much more for me to say, so let's take a look at the weird world of Roblox shooters. Some people think I'm too slow and too boring with these type of videos, so today we're going to be changing this up. We got 14 games to go through, so let's go through them quick and give them a letter grade from S to F. Starting off with Project Delta. It's like Tarkov, but Roblox. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. There's a little bit of a Metro aesthetic there, but it's mostly inspired by Tarkov. The gameplay is kind of more boring than Tarkov though. It's 95% just looting and walking, and then 5% of who spots first on the map. It's just that the map itself is huge, even comparatively like something like Woods from Tarkov. I think in like the 2 times I played this game for this video, I only ever found like 6 or 7 people total because the maps themselves are huge. I would have whole runs where I just would not find a single person. Gunplay and movement are solid enough and work well. I just don't really like these type of games anymore in general, especially on Roblox. For something like Tarkov, I paid $40 for that and put blood, sweat, and tears into my loot. You know, I'm gonna care a lot. On Roblox, there isn't really as much weight with that because I don't have as much investment into the game. I literally just clicked on it from my homepage. But it's a solid enough game though. B tier.
Hey, so how's the war going for you guys?
I can't wait to go back home and see my mom.
Unit classified. So preface to this game is completely dead now, unfortunately. So this footage comes from when it wasn't, like over a year ago. A lot of the early games in this video kind of go that way. This game's like Call of Duty Black Ops 1 mixed with the Insurgency loadout system. You know, pretty interesting combination. And I can't lie, this one was pretty fun. It has its jank, but it isn't enough to hinder the experience that much. The gunplay's solid, the maps are alright, and I think the thing I like the most is kind of the style of game it is in general. I think arcadey, COD-like shooters are the best fit for Roblox, since they're easy to jump in both solo and with friends, and are just kind of easy to get into in general. This one does a good job of bringing that to Roblox while still having its own unique personality and flair. There isn't really a Call of Duty game that has like the Vietnam kind of aesthetic other than Black Ops 1, and that doesn't lean into it completely either. It's a good game. A tier.
Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
Untitled FPS game demo. You know, I don't even know if you can find this game anymore since it was recorded around Unit Classified and has one of like the worst titles for a game ever. This is a movement-based FPS on a small western map. You get kills with like one gun and get abilities sometimes. That's really it. It's just a deathmatch-like game. There isn't really much to this game. Hell, you can barely even tell they put effort into the title. The mechanics for this could make for a great game, but too bad it's barely a game. It's just kind of meh. C tier. Fray. Back to COD this time, but not as great. This game is old and very much completely dead at this point. It's kind of a miracle I was even able to get the footage for this. It's very much a COD clone, but it has a lot more jank and very clearly was inspired by Modern Warfare 3. I think even before this, the developer literally just made a straight up knockoff of Modern Warfare 3, and that's where a lot of the assets come from. And for some reason, the map I played on was a reskin to Dust 2. You know, you can't ever escape it. And it also has the weirdest crosshair I've ever seen in my life. I don't know, this game could have had potential if it got worked on and fixed, but right now it's just kind of in a sad state. Just kind of meh. C tier. Recoil. Speaking of potential, I left out some information on the last one. Fray wasn't not finished, it was more kind of abandoned. The dev for that went to go work on another COD clone called Recoil, and you can kind of tell it's basically the same game. You can tell this game has more polish put into it, of course, and kind of just took the ideas from Fray, but the game's kind of the same, but slightly less buggy and a little bit more unique. The gunplay, it's fine, the maps are fine, the art style looks awful. I don't understand this polygon style, it just looks like garbage. I mean, it's one of the only Roblox COD clones that still has players, even if it's like 40 of them. I don't know. It's better than Fray. I'll give it a B tier. Gun testing. This game is barely a game, to be honest. It's just a gun shooting sim with a minor 1v1 and deathmatch mode. I don't know, the mechanics are fine, but what is the point of this game? Small rant here. There are so many of these gun testing games on Roblox. Who is playing these? I genuinely don't understand. Modern Warfare 2019 players? I get trying to work on and like dev stuff and just kind of like test it out a little bit. But these games are literally just alpha testing for games that don't even come out 90% of the time. You know what? Screw this. I'm sending this one and the other testing game I covered before to a new tier. It's going to the hell tier. FiveDuels. This game is a 1v1 duel game, but the gunplay is GTA 5's. That might sound weird, because I never once played GTA 5 and thought, man, I really want a competitive shooter arena in this. Also, they make your Roblox avatar look really messed up and odd. Looks like Victor Wembanyama. Other than that, though, it's just kind of a basic 1v1 pistol duel game, and it kind of feels like GTA. You can shoot your friends and get mad at them. That's about it. There isn't really much to this game besides that. It's kind of whatever. C tier.
The best zombies map of all time. Kino der Toten Black Ops 1.
Zombie Uprising. This game is more my specialty. This game is a COD Zombies clone that I forgot to cover in the COD Zombies video that you should definitely check out after this video ends. This game's weird because instead of feeling like a traditional COD Zombies clone, it feels almost like Phantom Forces had like a zombies mode. It's really basic with only a few maps like Nuketown or a construction site, but it seems to be just kind of a random selection. The early game is kind of tough because of the low amount of points and ammo, but once you get set with everything, this game becomes stupid easy. Part of this is because the game lacked a deliberate design in its maps. They felt way too open and almost like they were ported from another game. Wait a minute. This is literally just Outbreak from Cold War, but like in like Roblox. I don't know. This game's an alright zombies experience that can be fun with friends, but there's games on Roblox that definitely do it better. It's cool. B tier. Blood Engine Alpha Test. Do you like games where you walk around in a box with no textures and shoot dummies and maybe the occasional player? Would it be better if it looked like Hatred, that one game that was super edgy for no reason? If you answered no to both of these questions, you have sanity. You already know where I'm going to put this. Just send it to the hell tier.
What more do you want from me? Oh my.
Knife Ability Test. Another testing game. Do I even need to say... Wait. This is an actual game this time? This game is an old school deathmatch type game where you only have a revolver and a knife. And honestly, this game is really fun, to be honest. It's not pay to win. It's just some nice old school Roblox deathmatching. It doesn't have fancy gun mechanics or anything like that. It's just something to hop into and just mess around. It's nice. It has that old school Roblox combat that a lot of games kind of just take for granted, but it's actually a little bit refined here. I got pretty into this and enjoyed it a lot. It's pretty good. I'll put it in the A tier.
Oh, hey, man. Oh, you know what? Before I forget again, I talked to the guys about hiring you. They're gonna bring you in for an interview.
Office. No, this is not the map from CS. This game is just another deathmatch game, except this time it has zero sauce. It's just a gun pack on a generic Office map. There's barely any effort into this, and while it has appeal for about 3 minutes, it wears off rather quickly. Gun mechanics can only carry a game so much. And when I say this game is lazy, I really mean it. Behind the scenes look here. I was trying to make a video where it was like, oh, I made a Roblox game in blank time. And this was kind of something I wanted to make. And this is someone who has no dev experience in Roblox. It's not great. D tier. Winter Arrival. This game is definitely inspired by milsim games like Arma, and this feels like a solid attempt at that formula in Roblox. It does have a good bit of jank to it, to be honest, and I didn't really know much of what was going on. I kind of just followed my team, tried shooting, and died a few times. I don't really have much of an opinion on this, but I respect it for trying something different and a bit ambitious. I'll give it a C tier. Contact A888. Speaking of having no idea what's going on, welcome to Contact A888. I'm not going to say that again, I hate saying that name. This is a Roblox game that goes in a bit more of a horror direction compared to a lot of the games in this video. Honestly, the best comparison I can make to it is to Killing Floor 2, but instead of being a zombie killing badass, you're a complete wimp. This game is also very hard, and to be honest, I didn't really understand what I was doing. It's also a bit poorly optimized. It took me forever to load in, and even when I was in, it just kind of ran like crap. I don't know. I don't really think I can give a super fair criticism on this, since I only really played it for about 20-30 minutes total. But similarly to the last one, I appreciate the uniqueness, but it's not for me. I'll give it a C tier. The last game in the video, Rolling Thunder. Ending off with a whimper, welcome to Rolling Thunder. I know a lot of people have short-term memory, but remember how Unit Classified was a really cool COD clone in the unique setting of Vietnam? Yeah, imagine that, but falling apart at the seams and like 10 times worse. Player models are odd, the movement feels jank, and the gunplay doesn't even feel good. It even has that modern game thing of putting you in a lobby against bots without you even knowing. Like why? This game tries to be the Call of Duty Vietnam we never got, but maybe that should have stayed hidden. This game works, and you can shoot people a little bit. I think that's good enough for a D tier. So what can we say about Roblox shooters after today's video? I don't know, go play the ones I put in A tier and maybe B tier if you're really curious. Everyone else, better luck next time. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Got a Discord in the description if you want to keep up with the Chaos for Real YouTube channel. Shout out to my Patreon and YouTube members, Bungus, Mr. Bunguside, Slack, and Master Necro. Y'all chose this video, so enjoy. And I'm Chaos for Real, and the real S tier stands for subscribe. It certainly doesn't stand for self-awareness, or else I would have put this bit in F tier. Man, that sucked.